Alright, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakakwatash, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that surely do well. Peace and blessings unto the Akim, surely four corners of the world that continue to push this truth in all sincerity and with all diligence. This is Matana from Missionary at Camp West. Come once again through the Spirit and the power of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, to do our lesson to edify the Lord's flock. And this one gonna be something that's been taught over and over, but apparently it needs to be reiterated from time to time, because some of these jakes refuse to accept the fact that things that the Most High set up, they can get emotional about it and change it over time, and that is the order of how the Lord set up a man and his wife. Because I was having a conversation recently, and basically what these women say, how we think thinking in ancient times, or we thinking in biblical times, which that is an incorrect statement, because we are still in biblical times. But the fact that they say we thinking in ancient times, that is what the scripture said to do. Scripture said to seek. Let me just read it real quick. I think it's over. It says Job 8 verse 8. It says, "For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers." And to inquire, the meaning of it, inquire is to ask. Search out. To investigate, to find out of the former age, of how things were back then. Because we lost our customs, we lost our traditions, we lost how we were as a people, we lost our heritage, as the scriptures say, we lost our identity, and we're searching it back. So in order to search for it back, and to gather that information, we had to find out the things of what we used to do back then, what we used to do when the Lord was on the earth, or probably even before that. And that would be the information that we receive would go against most of the things that we're learning now, because what we're learning now is an anti-Messiah information. Things against the scriptures, doctrines against the scriptures, philosophies against the scriptures, homosexuality, adultery, reveling, pedophilia, bestiality, basically freedom and liberty to do as you will, like as the Freemason said, Aleister Crowley, do as thou wilt. Now that is not the order of the Most High. So going back to what the scripture says that a man has rule and authority over his wife, and that was from the beginning. That was started from in the garden. It says Genesis 3 and verse 16. This going back to this. To the story where the serpent beguiled Eve to eat of the fruit, and she ate. And the Most High, her punishment was this. It says Genesis 3 and verse 16. It says, "Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children." And we still seeing that today. If this order had ceased from existing, then there wouldn't have been any sorrow in conception. There wouldn't have been any birth pains. There wouldn't have been any, miscarriages, all these things. But the fact that they still getting it means that this order still remains. It says, "I will greatly," unto the woman he said, verse 16, it says, "Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee." So your desire gonna be to your husband. That means you're gonna cleave unto him. You're gonna need a man. Because to desire something is to want it with a passion. That's not gonna look up the word desire. It says a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. Strong sexual feeling or appetite, something desire, strongly wish for or want something. You know? So it's a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. So the scripture say desire gonna be to your husband. You're gonna feel that want or that need for him to be around. You're gonna desire him. It says, and he shall rule over thee. The scripture said it perfect. The word rule doesn't mean that we're gonna put ideas together and we're gonna both compromise to come to a decision. No. It means that whatever he says stands. Whatever he says is the final word. Now, if he says something and you have a suggestion and it makes sense, it's all well and good. You understand? You know, you might come up with a better idea about dealing with a situation, and it come to terms on that. But to say that everything that a man says you have an opposition to it, and he must hear you out, or he should hear you out every time every time he said to go right, you want to go left, because you are your own human being. You are your own ruler. You are your own boss, according to your own words, to you woman's own words. That is not how it should be. To rule means that he is the governing party. He controls all the affairs of the household. He said when to do this, when to do that, how to do it, why you should do it, why you shouldn't do this, and everybody else have to listen, including the children. But that is meaning a rule. But let's look up that word rule as well. It says masnong 2. It says control of or dominion over an area or people. Now this was talking about the wife. So she is that people, or your household is those people. It says control of or dominion over an area or people. Jump down to the verb, because that the word there was used as a verb. He shall rule over thee. You know, it says exercise ultimate power or authority over an area and its people. Have a powerful and restricting influence on. Have a powerful and restricting influence on. It says be a dominant or powerful factor. You know, so you ruling, you being the man, you ruling that woman. You know, shouldn't be 50-50 or be equal. That is what Esau taught us. You know, that is what Esau used to have a pin our women against us. Give them some sort of idea that, you know, they have say or they have authority to rule as well, which is totally against the Most High's order. Because the Most High's order is him, Yahweh, then his son Yahushai, then the Israelite man, and then the Israelite woman. You know, let's get in this book. First Corinthians 11 and verse 2, it says, now I pray you, brethren, that you remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I deliver them unto you. You know, it says, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, Yahushai, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach, whose name is Yahushai, is the Most High, The Most High name is Yahweh, so is Yahweh, according to the scripture, is Yahweh, then Yahushai, then the man, then the woman being the at the bottom. Understand? So anytime you go against this order, you're going against what the Most High set up. And you can't say believe in the Bible or you're a woman of the Lord, or you claim that you're following the scriptures, you're trying to follow the scriptures, but you're going against this. That is totally going off. Anytime you say that you're following the scriptures, it had to be correspondent with what the scriptures is teaching. And what the scriptures teach is a woman being ruled by her husband, or she made being subjected unto her husband, he having the rule over her, not believing that you have equal say or equal rights. Just the fact that a man could have more than one wife shows you that they could never be equal. It takes a man it takes a man having more than one wife to balance the scale. A man, as I always say, a man having one wife, he could only make one child every year and a half, or every 13, 14 months. But if a man has 10 wives, he could have 10 children at once. Think about one woman having 10 men in comparison to one man having 10 wives. That one woman could only bear one child. She could have sex with them 10 men. They could ejaculate into her, and it would only be the seed of one man. She wouldn't know he's the man, but with technology now, they may find out who is the man, but she could only bear the seed of one man. So 9 men will remain without children. But a man with 10 women, he could have 10 children at once, and there would be no problems to find out who is the parent, because only one man planting his seed. So it just makes sense. Everything in the Bible makes sense logically. It's just the emotions, and not just the emotions, but the what these people have been indoctrinated with have the place in the chaos that it's in. A lot of adultery, a lot of lesbianism, a lot of homosexuality, a lot of pride against parents, all these things, because the people haven't been taught. And that is what we come to teach people, but few are going to receive it. There's 1 Timothy 2:1 verse 11. It says, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. And to usurp, that the meaning of that word usurp, for you to get a better understanding of what the scripture is saying. It says, not to usurp authority over a man. Now the word usurp means to take a position of power or importance illegally, which is wrongfully or by force. Take the place of someone in a position of power illegally, supplant. It says encroach or infringe upon someone's right. So the right of a man is to be the dominant power. Now for a woman to act as the dominant power, she is infringing upon the right of that man. She is taken by force or taken illegally a position of power and importance. It says, verse 13, it says, for Adam was first formed, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in transgression. And that is another reason why the men are to lead. Because a woman is susceptible to being deceived very easily. Because they don't think with logic, they think with emotions. They make judgments based off emotions. So that is why you just have to promise a woman something and they feel all good, and then you get through with them because they're making decisions based off of other immediate emotion that they feel or that they experience at the point in time. So if they're in a bad mood, guess what? You're not gonna get through. Even though you may be doing them good, you're not gonna get through. But if you promise them and you make up a whole bunch of lies and a whole bunch of promises, and you make them feel that euphoric feeling, that feeling of joy, a feeling of happiness, a feeling of appreciation, then you're gonna you're gonna get a way better feedback from them, because they judge, even though it might be a knucklehead, because they judge based off of emotions. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem HaKakodash. That one is unto the apostles and the elders and great millstone that surely do well. Peace and blessings unto the Akim throughout the four corners of the world. And until next time, this is Martin from Trinidad Campus saying Kal Halalem La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem HaKakodash. Until next time, I want to say Shalom.